New dragon, boom, boom. So yes, we've had another sigil map dragon revealed to us because I'm sure most of you already know that the sunspot dragon is actually going to be leaving us very soon. Actually, has already left us. Sorry, I left my house for a while and I've completely lost track of time. But we have this new HAIRSPIKE dragon here, as you can see, which will be the new sigil campaign map reward. And this was posted on the DML Facebook page with this mini video with Sunspot, and it says, "Say goodbye to Sunspot, ... And hello to the HAIRSPIKE dragon." He literally explodes into life. And then he explodes again back into Sunspot. So, I don't know, is this some sort of cosplay that HAIRSPIKE likes to involve himself in? Possibly. Don't mind his eye, that's just a little bit of a, I don't know, it looks like a green, it looks like green screening error. But don't worry about it. Either way, this is the DML Facebook page which posted that this morning, and it says, "Our latest sigil campaign is coming to an end, but how about a sneak peek at what you'll be able to unlock in the next one? Get your hands on the brand new HAIRSPIKE dragon starting next Monday, the 29th of March at 12 PM GMT. So yes, it will be from next Monday. We will have a new sigil map with a new dragon, probably with a new sigil contest. And I do also want to remind you that we did have this post from yesterday as well, which just says, "What's this egg?" And it's kind of weird because it's like, it's not Christmas, it's not really the snowy season, so why are you advertising this random egg to us? And people have been speculating what this egg could possibly be. One comment that we've got here is from Shelly that said, "Could this be a divine dragon?" And their response was, "That's a very good question, dragon trainer," thonking emoji. So this is making a lot of people think, is this a new divine? And we know that we've got the divine dragons that are planning in some way of coming back, because, you know, they've been giving out teasers before about, you know, ooh, which divines do you want? And ooh, will these be coming back? So, you know, will Erlang Sheniwenny be coming back? Will Freya finally be coming back? We'll probably find out soon. I did mention it already, but we are getting a new update for DML at the beginning of April. The exact date we don't know right now, but that was on one of the Play stores. I don't remember if it was iOS or Android. But we are going to be having an update coming at the beginning of April, so that's making lots of people think that we might be getting a divine mini event, I guess you can call it then, because it doesn't look like we're getting a major divine event or anything like that, but maybe we'll be getting a calendar event, maybe we'll be getting them back in the dungeon, something or other. But that does mean that if that's the case, that this egg could be a new divine. It could just be a random dragon that they're deciding to reveal via this method for some reason. Maybe the fact that it's in a snowy plane is actually relevant. I've seen a couple of people ask me if it's the HAIRSPIKE's egg. It doesn't really look like the HAIRSPIKE's egg, and plus it looks like there's some sort of shield on the front. I guess it's possible, but I haven't seen any true confirmation of anything as of yet. So right now, it is all speculative, but, you know, for people that don't always check the Facebook pages, I do like to at least update you on the newest news coming out from those, because I know it can suck, say, one random post gets posted, you don't hear anything about it, and then suddenly it's like, oh, it feels like there's just an event in game that you didn't really have any prior warning about. But, you know, we'll see what that new egg is about. It obviously looks like a new dragon egg, so that means a new dragon is being released somehow. How exactly, I'm sure they'll tell us a little bit closer to the time. And I do also want to stress that with the new update, compatibility for some older iPhones, and I'm not sure about iPads, is going to be stopped. So I do hope that any iOS players have taken that into account, and I hope that you do have a device that is actually capable of continuing to run the game. But a lot of the times with these sorts of, you know, announcements that, oh wow, by the way, these entire models of iPhone are no longer going to be able to play the game. Cool, very nice. Please buy more. They're not really announced very well in-game. It's like, I wish that for really important news like that, it sort of sprung right at the front of the game. Maybe it does. Obviously, I'm a PC player, so I'm not going to be as in touch with iOS news. It's not as relevant to me. But I have had a few people sort of querying it, and a few people saying, but this is wrong, they can't do this. You know, there is a certain point where if you're running an old software version, you know, you've got to update it to get the new features in game. They usually force you to update the game after like a couple of weeks max. And same with hardware. If you are using a relatively old device, lots of games stop being able to support older, you know, even older Windows models and things like that. So, you know, it does kind of suck, especially if you're someone that's on a budget and it's like, the game's worked all this time, but now it seems like if you even want to continue enjoying, you've basically got to upgrade to an entire new device. Lots of people will just end up not playing anymore. But at the same time, it does mean that while they're upgrading the game, I guess you could say, if they require higher hardware, maybe they can push the game even further, push it to its limits a little bit more. Because, you know, there's nothing worse than trying to play DML on a device that runs at 2 frames per hour. So, you know, I'm just throwing out all the important news that's going on at the moment. Apart from that, there's not really too much else going on. I've just obviously been doing some mini grinding while we're here. We do also, at the moment, have, or we did have the farming frenzy on, which, well, we do still have it on actually. For a second I'd lost it. But we've got the farm frenzy on, so we will get increased food production. So this is a good time if you do have lots of relics, you could use those. I'm not going to use mine because I save them for castle events. You can, we probably should use Kronos as well because, you know, faster food production, super good for newer players in particular. But, you know, it's just one of those little bonuses. A bit of extra food, great, love it. I love getting a bit of extra food. That takes us one step closer to a level 100 god. So, I'm all for it. The only other thing that we've got happening at the moment is Jellyfish Jam, and at the moment I am still on pace to be able to finish off this event, but it's becoming quite close. So must ensure I do not sleep too long, must ensure I do not die in bed after doing something tiring. Otherwise, yes, Jellyfish will be out of reach, but you know, if we end up having to gem like 20, actually, the cheapest one's 35. Ugh, even if it was 35, I'd be like, oh, 35 gems. Because in these solo events, it is often a good idea, especially early on, if there's like, say 10 items and it's going to cost you at max 10 gems, but that might save you, I don't know, 6 hours of time. Some people think that it's worthwhile to, you know, gem the last few items of that section just to save time for later on. Because otherwise, if you try and gem at the end, this sort of thing happens where, you know, now it's like each item is 35 gems each. Ugh. Makes me sick. Makes me feel physically ill. And, you know, in terms of the sigil contest, I actually don't know what place I came because I was not able to check my sigil contest board by the time it was ending. That's the problem with all the events ending at midday for me at the moment. I can't actually check them because I'm not going to be at home during midday, so it really does screw with me a little bit. But I did hear a lot of people saying that on their brackets, people did gem right at the last minute just to try and get some more of those sigil chests, try and move into position 1 and 2. And, well, 1, 2, and 3 really, but you know, that's to be expected in DML. If you ever see an event where someone can gain an advantage just by gemming a little bit more, you should always bank on it happening. Unless your score is just really, really high, probably going to happen. We did get some sort of sigil chests. I think it was the regular ones. I think we came just below like 10 or 15th. But the sigil map still has the major problem that every one of us is playing on a different map. So that also means that we're dealing with, some of us are dealing with rebirths, some of us aren't dealing with as many rebirths. And considering that to get a fast or a good score in the sigil contest, it's about not taking damage and finishing fights as quickly as possible, essentially. That's the sort of dumbed down version. But why did I just click that? I'd never want to click that button ever again. But, you know, if you're on a different map to someone else, you're not going to be able to beat the fighters as quickly, because they're going to be facing a different set of battles to you. So the sigil campaign, or the sigil contest in particular, inherently unfair, easy to gem through and just get a better score than other people. Overall, I'd give it a solid 1 out of 10 for how good it is for the overall game. I would say it's actually terrible, and I really don't want to see things like that in the game ever again. One other thing while I am here is there is currently a bundle for the legendary Pixel Dragon. For anyone that doesn't have him, you can get him in exchange for 999 gems at the moment. Now, is this really worth it? I would personally say no, because 999 gems is still quite a lot of gems. But to be fair, Pixel hasn't really been released in a long time. I got him a long time ago. But of course, to players that weren't around to breed him back then, he is available, and it's not just a purchase only bundle. Technically it is a gem bundle, so you could get them all for free. But little Zingo here, named after someone, you know, we've got him. He's an interesting boy. It's just, he doesn't, obviously because he's pixelated and the whole of DML isn't pixelated, there's just such a clash and it just destroys my eyes. But you know, I can appreciate his design overall. Droid, however, no, I will never appreciate Droid. But anyway, for now, I mainly just wanted to report on the quick Facebook newsies and remind you that we probably will be getting more info relating to some of the divines coming back soon. But this egg coming out, we'll see what it is soon. And Hairspike, I'll enjoy getting him from the next sigil map, assuming that we don't get destroyed. You know, the last few sigil maps have been pretty easy, but we might end up hitting a cap eventually. But anyway, for now, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, good luck.